Hey coaches, appreciate you tuning into my YouTube station. This week I'm going through basically an offensive line 101 type deal. So not just going super in depth on all these blocks, but want to go through the basic blocks that you may hear if somebody's talking about offensive line play. So we've talked about down blocks, pull kick, pull wrap. That's my world and I've lived in that for a long time. We're going to work to a few more here that I've used before, and we do use a little bit in our scheme, but they're not what I would call something we major in. So something we don't use very often, although I think in the next couple of years we may, depending on our personnel and what we're able to do. Today we're going to talk about reach blocking. Okay, so reach blocking, basically if you're new to football, talked about during the down block, understanding what is inside and what is outside. So we always go with the ball. If the ball is being snapped right here, okay, this is inside. So if I'm talking about the tackle right here, this is where the ball is, so that means this is inside and outside is out here. So if you get an out block or you get a reach block, that's talking to that lineman about blocking the guy to the outside gap. An out block, we're just going to take that guy and base him. Basically, we want to push him out. A reach block, we would like to reach him. That's why it's called a reach block. We would like to get him sealed so that we can either roll the quarterback out, or we can run sweep, or we can run whatever, pin and pull even for some of you guys, and get our guys on the edge, okay? So I'm going to deal with worst case scenario, because if the guy's in a 4, which is head up, that should be an easy block. I step, I get him sealed, and we're on the edge, okay? The harder blocks are obviously when you have like a 5 technique, or maybe a wide 9 technique, the guy's way out there. That's a tough block. So a couple different things we've tried to teach our linemen is that one, it all starts and ends with the feet. Really, that's on every block, but especially on a reach block. You want to get called for a holding, stop your feet. You know, that usually leads to grabbing, okay? That usually leads to that guy blowing up the play. So keep your feet moving all the time. You're going to have to really work with this player. So the second thing we do is we would like to eventually get, so we're going to the right, we would like to eventually get our left hand on his right shoulder. That means we've actually sealed him. So we're going to work with this player, working to step to where he's going. If he fights us and continues to fight us, we're going to try our best to get our inside hand on his outside shoulder. Because once that's happened, we can now bring him back inside. If you don't teach it that way, if you teach with your right arm, you're going to end up holding, because you're going to end up grabbing that guy. You want to get all the way to where your left arm or inside hand is on his shoulder, and then you can seal. You'll get a lot less holding. You'll really make them work their feet instead of using their hands too much. Okay. The second, other thing we'll teach them is if we get to the point where it's not going to happen, that happens. If this guy decides he's lined up outside of you and he's going to sprint there, you're not going to beat him there. So after about 4 or 5 steps, when we realize I'm not going to be able to get my inside hand to his outside, then we go ahead and just take the same hand we're trying to reach him with, and now we're going to base him out. So in our mindset is, if he has pushed us after 4 or 5 steps, and we'll adjust that depending on the play, obviously, and we'll adjust that depending on the athlete. Okay? Now we're going to allow our guy to base him out. Because what's happened with this player is he's now created a seam. You know, we weren't able to reach him, which we wanted to, but if he's going to fly out and we're going to just base him out, our running back, hopefully, will be able to cut through that alley. Okay? And so that's just a couple simple ways we do it. There's a lot of other ways you can do this. We try to keep things really simple. So we try to teach the reach block the same way we would teach like a sprint out protection. Same way we teach a lot of other things. And again, I'm more of a gap scheme guy, so there may be guys you can go to and get a little more research on running like outside zone and how they're going to handle it. That's how we do it inside of our offense. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I've got obviously a lot more going. This week, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you do so. And if you want information specifically on what I run, there's a lot more on my website or on CoachTube. Appreciate it.